A very good day to you, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Renata Singh, and welcome to Madam Fixit right here on WESN. As always, the show's interactive, so you can call those numbers on the screen, 622-9338 and 623-9376, as well as you can send us in your WhatsApp messages, 366-9376. That's the number. We encourage you guys to send videos and photos when you are WhatsApping us. But we got a call on the line. Now, this person reached out to me last Monday with regard to a concern that they've been having specific to the CXC exams that's going to be started in a couple of weeks. Good day. How are you doing?
Hi, good morning. Good morning to the viewers. I'm doing fine. A little bit, not too much with regards to the situation with the children.
Yes. Now, let's get straight into it. Tell us briefly what exactly has been your experience and your concerns with regards to the CXC. Let's chat a bit about the date, the start date of the exams.
The start date of the exam is on the 28th of this month.
Yeah.
Not too far away. That's a Spanish oral start. Some schools have it on different days before the 28th. Now, what I would like to highlight, and then that goes on to May and then June.
Yes.
What I want to highlight is that schools did not reopen, did not change from virtual to classroom until earlier this year. Mm-hmm. And the children were allowed to come to school, to go to school, sometime once a week, twice a week, to facilitate all of the children in Form 5 because of the spacing and so on. Now, for the last 2 years, these children have been suffering with this virtual class, and then how much can you do in one class and all the work that they have to do. But the main point is the teachers have not completed their syllabuses as yet. And it is such that the teachers in Barbados, the Teachers Union in Barbados, they are lobbying CXC. Their union, the Teachers Union, is lobbying CXC, is petitioning CXC, in fact, to push back, give the children a fighting chance. These children, we have suffered them enough. Give them a fighting chance, a little chance of 1 month extension before the exam. Now, they in Barbados are asking for that, and Guyana has supported it. But I'm hearing nothing about from Trinidad. It is as if the Ministry of Education just simply does not care about the children.
Yeah.
What is 1 month last year? Last year we had 1 month. Now the teachers are still teaching. Next week, Thursday and Friday, my child has to go to school. Next week. And I think that is Holy Week.
Right.
The child has to go to school. They have not completed their syllabus as yet. And then my child is getting classes up to 11:30 in the night. My God,
Wow.
What are we doing to these children? Why can't we realize what is happening and shift the exam? Why can't the ministry shift the exam just 1 month to facilitate the children? Now here it is. School opened in January. We had in February we had SBAs, a whole lot of SBAs that CXC requested from the children, and the whole of February. And then come March, mock exam for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
What are we doing with these children, ma'am?
Now, I know you as well as, your concern with regards to the dates and not being able to, they've not completed the syllabus, etc. I know you had another concern with regard to, I know your child would have sat exams in January, and there's a concern that you wanted to highlight about what occurred then. They were marked absent, etc.
Well, that's another thing. He wrote exams, English A and English B. Mm-hmm. Now, English A and English B, when you're a private student, you have one paper 3, which is really like it replaces the SBA.
Yes.
Applies to both of them. The child wrote paper English A and English B, and they mark him absent for English B because he did not write the paper 3, but he wrote the same paper 3 that applies to both of them. There's only one paper 3 that applies to both. When I called the ministry said, and hundreds of people have that same problem. We now have to send in a query on or before the 30th of April. Now, my God, we are sending in a query at the end of April when the children wrote the exam in January so that their teachers could see where they're falling short. The whole purpose is defeated. What is going on in this country, this Ministry of Education?
I mean, it's not just one query with regards to that similar situation, which is what I find a bit concerning. It would have been, I just find it really puzzling that it's hundreds of persons. Did they indicate any sort of time frame or anything like that that they would take to have that matter rectified?
You will quicker see a green donkey than that, because if they're asking again, if they're asking to send it in before April 30th, you think they can rectify that before the exams, so that it is going to be effective enough for the teachers to take remedial action? You think that's going to serve anything? The children are taking blows after blows after blows, and when we parents try to assist the children and their lessons teachers, fortunately, some of us could afford lessons, private lessons. But what about all those thousands of parents who are clamoring, who don't have that, can't afford that, So these are the future of tomorrow, these children. But what the ministry is doing about the extension to facilitate just a small 30-day extension, just like what they did last year. Similarly, both years were COVID years, just to facilitate the children. Request a feedback from CXC, an extension, from CXC. It is simple as that.
Yes, if you could send a direct message to the Ministry of Education and the Minister this morning, what would that message be?
Listen to the parents, listen to the students, keep people in the field. They are isolated.
Yes.
The Ministry of Education is isolated from the students. They don't know what is happening.
All right, no problem. Well, thanks so much for taking the time and allowing us to highlight this issue that not just your child and you as well are encountering. It's hundreds, like you mentioned, thousands of children all over Trinidad and Tobago that may be in the same position as what you would have explained to us. But I would definitely reach out to the ministry and see if we can get some sort of feedback with regard to these specific...
I appreciate that. And I can tell you that in my child's school, I've reached out to no less than 30 people who have the same concern.
Same concern.
And 30 is just the Form 5 people. And this applies to Form 5 and Form 6.
Right, yes, because, they're sitting exams as well.
Yeah, so it's not just myself. I thought something was wrong with me initially, but when I heard stories, even worse than mine, because these poor parents could not afford to give lessons to the teacher. Fortunately, for my child, I was able to afford teachers privately. So this is not good enough. It is not good enough, ma'am. It is not, definitely not in this day and age. The future of the children for tomorrow is what we do with them today. Dr. Williams was right, but look what we're doing today.
Yes. All righty. Well, thank you so much. Nope, not a problem. Thanks so much for agreeing to speak with us here on the show. Of course, I'll be in contact with you once I get some sort of response from the Ministry of Education. Very, very interesting points that was brought up there, specific to, the CXC starting, students having not completed their syllabus, etc. It's very concerning. But we're going to go to a short break. When we come back, we'll continue to take your calls. Those numbers are 622-9338 and 623-9376. You can call those numbers on the screen, as well as send in your WhatsApp messages. I know I've been getting some messages since early morning. I have some good news as well to share with you guys when we come back after this break.
We dare you to dream, to see beyond the struggle. to envision the possibilities, to live life with unlimited vision. Ferrera Optical supports you with complete eyewear starting at only $795. Let's make those dreams a reality. So book your visit via 227-7000, WhatsApp message 278-2878, or at FerreraOptical.com today. We dare you to keep going. Ferrera Optical says, don't limit your vision.
Gift giving during a lockdown can still be hassle-free with a gift from FanZone with delivery options available nationwide. Visit and browse our Facebook and Instagram pages for all your official licensed merchandise and apparel and have it delivered to your door. Find us on Facebook and Instagram. FanZone, we've got you covered.
The best for your baby is at dbesttoys.com. We have the best strollers, car seats, walkers, feeding accessories, playpens, cribs, clothing, and the widest range of brand name toys like Barbie, Hot Wheels, Nerf, LOL, Fisher-Price, Cocomelon, Intex pools, Amazon Fire tablets, HP and Gateway laptops, and the best bikes, scooters, skateboards, and ride-on. Visit us in-store at Southern Main Road, McBean, or shop online now at dbesttoys.com. That's dbesttoys.com. We have the best toys at the best prices.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
Welcome back to Madam Fixit. Again, those numbers on the screen, you can call, let us know what are your issues, problems, so that we can reach out to the relevant agencies and try to have them rectified for you. But we got a caller from Valencia. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. How are you? Happy Easter to you and your the management and staff of WGSM, if I say it correct.
Yes, WESN. You got it correct. So tell me what's going on.
Oh, well, all I had to know is to clamp up my 2 foot because water still didn't fix that trench, and I don't know where that's going, but my 2 foot had to do some clamping now because it's giving me some pressure.
Oh my goodness,
The both ankle, and if you walk a little too much, the both ankles swelling. So it looked like a bad retrench.
I know you had indicated to us some time ago that you had you fell down.
Yeah, I went down, the road cut up to the end of the shoulder, but I didn't notice that, but it must see out by now, but I just slide and go down in it, right? But that is after they fixed one at the pipe, but the one past my house still there, but I will leave them days. I am 4 months now, but Monday night I was sharing a little repeat with the agriculture minister and different thing. I want to say the previous agriculture minister was a total waste of time. And I could say it bold-faced because I deal with Pradial Lassini officer from El Carmen, St. Helena, and for the longest while they are requesting a vehicle. They have 2 vehicles and it it's like hip-hop jumping and running because one had the wheel out, the next one going fixing, and so they fixing the defected vehicle, and we have to be careful when people working to have proper vehicle because remember they go all part of the country.
Yes.
So I'm calling on the new agriculture minister, go down to El Carmen, check out these officers and see if they could give them something better. It is life. When life goes, you could fix a vehicle, but you can't fix life, So I always like to see something move forward. And my logo is forward ever, backward never.
Yes, I know you always call us and share that little quotes with us. I mean, thank you so much for always keeping us updated. I feel like you keep us updated as well with what's going on in your community.
Yeah, well, I still hoping that very soon I dealing with Minister of Works, Traffic Branch, and they have given the approval to get a walk across in Valencia Road. Well, the marking then.
Yes.
But what they told the person in charge of traffic branch, that even though they put the walk across, they could add on a blinking light.
Mm-hmm.
So, when they have the blinking light, drivers will know it is something they have to face when they reach the corner of my street. And I said, it is not for me, it is for the Joan public, because people have children, they run across the road.
Yes.
And these big trucks, vehicles, cause nothing, don't slow down. Sometimes I'm in the middle of the road and I see some of them rubber mirror touching on my shoulder. So I'm asking for this for my community and everybody who have to cross the road. So it is not something you have to say it is for you. It is for the public and it is for my community. And
Yes.
I'm happy and proud that I could do something to help my community. So all the best, and I hope that each and everybody will get something done in their community. And who knows, maybe I might start hopping around and trying to help different people to get things.
Absolutely love your spirit. You're always being of service to your community. I think that is very inspiring. So continue to do.
But I just say everywhere, if I could do something and I know how to get through, I try to do something to help somebody. I don't look for the name.
Yes.
But when you do something, you always think about something going straight, and you could do it and make sure that whoever you link up to, they could do whatever is inspiring and
helping other people
who are in need. And as I say, what goes with you is the blessing,
Yes, definitely.
What I always say, that in our country we fight for race, but I always say, is every creed and race find an equal place, and if we honor that and we respect it and we unite, we can always move forward. That is it.
Thank you so very much.
Yours, all the best.
You as well. Thank you so much for keeping us updated with regard to what's going on across there. Now, of course, the leaking problem still continues. WASA is yet to go into that Quarry Road, Valencia, to have that rectified. Hopefully we could see some headway with it, hopefully soon. Someone would have WhatsApped us early this morning. They have some issues with regards to a leak on the roadway close by their driveway. This is in La Joquita. We did receive your text message. I will forward this information to WASA. They did forward all the information, like reference number, the date that the complaint was made, which was March the 4th. They're saying that nothing was done yet, so I will definitely reach out to them and see if we can have that matter looked into for you. As well as someone had reached out to us. I had highlighted this on the show some time ago, Lucian Road, Diego Martin. I think this was, let me just double check, this was the one with... they had indicated that there was a lot of, WASA had put some dirt into the hole that had the water in it. So anyways, they told us that they finally fixed that leaking line on the hole, and hopefully that the area would be paved soon. They indicated they would be sending us a picture soon, so definitely looking forward to that, to give some updates to you guys. Whenever we have, I always encourage persons to send in photos of the problems, but when they get fixed as well, please be sure to send us a follow-up photo so that we can highlight it here on the show properly. But we got a caller on the line. Well, this is the councillor of St. Mary's Castlefield, and we will be chatting with him briefly with regards to just an update really about what's going on in that specific community. Good day, Mr. Mohammed. How are you doing? Hello?
Hi, good morning.
Hi, Mr. Mohammed. How are you doing?
I am blessed. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us this morning.
Thank you for this opportunity.
No problem. So now I want to start it off on a good note. I see you've been doing quite a lot in the community. One of the things that really stood out to me, I saw that you guys were doing some cleanup campaigns recently. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, coming out from the pandemic, from the virus, the this was actually the first initiative that I would have embarked on, which is the cleanup campaign at the Chase Village flyover, as well as Yaraba Road and Castlefield. This campaign was collaborated with the efforts of the Cashew Gardens Community Council, where we have a good working relationship, and it would have been the areas identified was definitely in a terrible state.
Yes.
So we decided that, it,
something needs to be done.
Let us involve the youth and the volunteers within the particular area and clean up. So this was done a couple of weeks ago, and we are looking to continue the cleanup campaign effort.
Do you have any idea when next you guys may be looking to hit?
We will be doing some work in the Castlefield area because it being a rural area, persons take advantage of that and dump a lot of garbage. So we are looking to clean up the area as well as from the corporation, and we are looking at putting some plans in place so that, we could deter the persons who are throwing these debris and rubbish, we can deter them from doing so.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because it's one thing to do cleanup and stuff like that, but it's very important to have a proper system in place so that the issue doesn't reoccur. I'm really glad you guys have paid specific attention to that. But let's chat a little bit. I mean, you talked about the fact that there are persons dumping garbage in certain areas, rural communities. But what are some of the other issues that's going on within your electoral district?
Well, when we speak about local government, we speak about being the first responders to the community. So, as it is evident throughout the country right now, when we speak about infrastructure, physical infrastructure, be it the roads, the drains, retaining walls, and so on, I believe we are in the worst stage that we have ever been. Right, especially within the region of Cuba, Sabaki, Talparo. We have a lot of roads right now, as social media will put it, they have a lot of roads in the pothole, right?
Wow.
Because there are so many potholes right now. And this is only because of the discrimination by central government. Because at the corporation, over the years, we have seen a drastic decrease in funding when it comes to our the funding given to the corporation to deal with physical infrastructure issues. So we can talk about roads, trains, and just to identify a couple, just to give the persons and the viewership.
Yes.
And before we actually continue, Renata, I want to take a special moment to acknowledge the viewers also. All right. So when we talk about roads, we can speak about Edinburgh Road in Carltonfield, which is, a road that we try many times to, put temporary measures in place by when we do receive whatever little material for it to be placed there, but it only lasts, so much.
Short time.
We have been continuously liaising with the different ministers and so on, and the different agencies to see if we can get funded, because it is not a project that we can deal with at the corporation at this time.
Due to funding? Due to funding?
Sorry?
Is it due to funding?
Yes. Yeah. That's the main reason. The funding is not being released to the corporations when it comes to materials and supplies to facilitate the work that is needed when it comes to the physical infrastructure.
Wow, you're not the first councillor I have had here on the show, and it's the exact same thing that has been echoed all the time: funding, and not just allocations, but the releases.
Exactly, and this is a point I always make to persons. The government will come budget 2022-2023 again this year in October, and they will say that Cuba Sabaki Talparo Regional Corporation is receiving 20 million in allocations. 2 million for materials and supplies. Mind you, that is just a promise. The allocation is just, a false promise. So the population will hear that from the government and say, you know what, the corporation is receiving money. We hear that in the budget debate, right? However, when it comes to releases, just to give what is happening right now at this present time, this year we would have been allocated under materials and supplies $1.4 million, right, for materials and supplies to rehabilitate roads and drainage and so on within the region. Mind you, Cuba Sabaquital Power Regional Corporation is one of the largest when it comes to geographical area as well as population. Right? We span all the way from San Pedro to Las Lomas, come back to Waterloo to Claxton Bay. Right? It's a wide span of area. We have $1.4 million that is allocated. Out of that allocation, thus far, we have only received $100,000. So when you take $100,000 and divide it among 14 representatives, that is what we have to serve the businesses with materials and supplies.
And I mean, this is to fix things like roads, landslips, and other issues.
We ain't started talk landslip as yet. Landslip is another, a major issue that is affecting not only my electoral district, but the region by large.
On average, if you had to, I mean, I know it will differ for different landslips and whatnot. On average, what sort of money are you talking when you're, if you need to fix or rectify a landslip?
It goes into the millions. I believe it would start in the millions because landslip doesn't just require some material.
Exactly.
It requires intensive work and, soil type, just the investigations alone to find the soil type and the reason why the landslip is happening, because you can probably go and just, try to put some material there, but how long it lasts? It lasts 1 month, 2 months, and we're back to more problems than it initially was. So it's a lot of work when we talk about landslip and rectifying the issues and fixing the landslip.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're shedding some light in terms of the, breaking it down for persons to understand, because people call us here all the time on the show. They're like, this road is bad, that road is bad, etc. When you reach out to the corporation, you always hear that there's an issue with funding, but it's different when you actually break it down in terms of figures so that people could understand the reasons why the matters aren't, it's not that you're not paying attention to it, it's just that it's kind of out of your hands.
To be honest with you, and I can speak on behalf of all my colleagues at the corporation also, we are eager to serve the persons. When we sign up to be representatives of local government, for local government, and to serve our businesses, we are eager. And just to personalize it a little bit, back in 2016 when I would have filed to screen and be selected as the person to represent the businesses of St. Mary's Carlsonfield. Prior to that would have been the period of 2010 to 2015. And I have always been involved in the politics from a very young age. So 2010 to 2015, we would have seen the same material and supplies that I'm telling you, where we received $100,000. The corporation received $100,000 from October last year to present, for the entire region. This is not just for St. Mary's Carlsonfield or Waterloo Perseverance. This is the entire region received this funding. So we now have to identify which area, we could place this money, how we split in this money, who,
yes.
What is of more importance. And we are at that position where, we want to ensure that the little bit that we get in is most effective. All right, so I would have seen, just to go back, I would have seen a lot of development from
Councillor, sorry to cut you across, but our time is almost out. Maybe we could have you back on the show some other time to give us a little bit more details in terms of, the different projects and stuff like that you guys are working on within your electoral districts. I want to just thank you for your time, and we'll definitely be in touch.
All right. Have a blessed day, and to all the viewers, and the purchasers who are listening in, they can feel free to contact me also, 499-1477.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed. That was the Council of St. Mary's Castlefield we were just talking to, and we're all out of time here on Madam Fixit. You can stay connected with us via that WhatsApp number 3669376. I'll see you guys on Friday.